or going on a family drive to go out and put a mock scrape. And Jen, do you know where we're going?
No clue.
Redneck Corner.
Be a good spot for a mock scrape.
Yeah, it would be. And we've talked about one there, but you know where the water hole went?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how we're going to put it in. And this is the kind of thing we go out, I mean, we talk about all the aspects and ingredients of what makes a good mock scrape, why it's there. We'll talk about strategy and everything. But a lot of times you get into the location, the mock scrape has to go right here in this spot, and you just got to figure it out. I want the mock scrape right over a convergence of trails, a nexus of trails, and it has to be right at shot, bow shot. So you can't vary by 5 feet most of the time. And I think a lot of times someone says, why is my mock scrape not working? Well, it's probably because it's not in that exact spot. And in that way it collects scent and it's used all the time. So again, I don't know exactly, I know where it's going. I don't know exactly how we're doing it. So when we get out there, we'll show those pieces come together. In the meantime, we'll enjoy a family cruise out to Redneck Corner, which happens to be one of our furthest spots we can go to on the property. Cue the deer. Okay. You know, one of the good things about us going out on the property right now and creating a mock scrape, it's I think August 30th. Is that right, Jen?
It sure is, yeah.
Yeah, August 30th. So we're only less than 2 weeks away from the season, but in a lot of our areas, mature bucks haven't shown up yet. That's more of a hardhorn, middle of September to middle of October type thing. So us getting out in the woods as a family, enjoying the property, making some mock scrapes, cleaning up some stand locations, perfect time to do so. And we're doing so at a time when the mature bucks aren't here yet, which is great. Really no harm, no foul. Any scent of us, commotion will be long gone by the time they get here. Well, at least lane was clear getting in here.
No, it wasn't.
It's clear now. That wasn't a bad one. We've ridden over worse.
Yeah, you drive that thing like it's a tank in the woods.
Yeah, but look at it. It's a beast.
I mean,
Kind of. We need our tracks back on there.
It's got a lot of scratches.
Tracks will be
on it.
back on there soon.
We need that. Well, you need that maybe.
Yeah. So this is the spot. And okay. I think the trail's coming out right here. There's one. There's a good one right here. They're coming in here, here, behind you, and right here. So ideally, I'd want it kind of in the middle of all these trails. That one going this way, this one, everything crossing. So I'm looking at, I wouldn't mind something right in the middle, like right here.
There's no tree there.
There's no tree there, but we have some small stuff around here. So what do you think?
Looks like we're getting creative.
I'm thinking we like bend this one over to that one over to those two, this one over here. We make an arch. And then we open it up so that we can shoot over here from the stand location. And then these two, we lean down a little bit more. We get the winch on that side. We pull it over, and then that'll strengthen it. And then it'll sit about right here. And if we need to slide it over, we can drop a giant tree on top of it all, and it'll push it to the side.
I think everyone just realized how weird you are.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Well, I think we have it all trimmed out and ready to go. The stand is right behind Jen back there. In fact, while she's filming, Jen, have you sat in this stand very often?
I don't think I've ever sat here.
That's
actually.
what I was wondering.
Mm-mm.
We've been really sprucing this up. Now we did take our pre-wedding or whatever engagement photos.
Pre-wedding.
There we go. Well, it was pre-wedding photos.
I guess so.
We
Yeah.
had pre-wedding photos too. Around the corn and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, so don't laugh at me too much.
That's a good point.
Anyways, right over here, and this is where we've cut a lot of aspen. Joel's been in here, cut a bunch, and we've cut. And deer really bed a lot right over there. So perfect stand location behind where Jen's at, and they actually have rattlesnake habitat on the neighbors, which you love, Jen?
Neat. Love rattlesnakes. They're some of my fave.
Are they?
No,
Yeah.
they're the worst.
We could go over there and see if we can find some. There's some cool ledge rock we can
stick our
walk
hands
around.
into, see if we can find any.
But what's really nice is that when it's open like that, it's more goat prairie, that scent just blows right out there. So we need more of a west, northwest, northwest, north, northwest. And we can't have it be west because it'll go down this point and someone will slide over, and that's where they really bed over there. But that being said, this convergence of trails works perfectly. Now, we did try winching this tree over, and I can admit it cracked down here pretty good at the base, but it's holding up pretty solid. What do you think with 8 inches of wet snow?
I mean, it might come down, but that's okay. We'll just redo it.
Yeah.
There's a
And
good
so
cherry
I
tree
tied
back
it with
there.
paracord over to this aspen right here. And what's really nice, there's trails right here, here, come down here, and then over there. So everything kind of comes together right here. So it's a perfect spot. I made sure we had really good shooting lanes, so we can actually shoot to this trail is a very heavy one going out to the field, and it actually splits and goes right at the mock scrape. But we can shoot back to here very, very easily. And then we have shots all the way through here. The keys though, it's one of the flatter areas right here in this spot. And a lot of times, we want that scrape to be right here. And sometimes you have to improvise. We've actually taken 2 trees, lasted them up top, pulled them together, stood on a step ladder, tied them, and without the use of the winch on the 4-wheeler or the side-by-side. This is a lot easier doing it this way, but regardless, getting that exactly where you want it, whether we use this tree, there are a couple over here. We could have taken a tree over here to a tree over here, tied them over. You've seen some of where you've cut down a tree, used part of the trunk, lag bolted it to the tree. Any way you have to get it done. This actually gets it closer to the camera over there, and I see we have to adjust the camera. I'm gonna do that right now before we forget, but the camera is a little bit closer. And I would say this is probably more the perfect distance for the camera. Would you say so, Jen?
For sure.
We're more, and I want that to be the side a little bit, but move it back just slightly. But we don't like that camera to be 50 feet away. At the same time, you don't want it to be 5 feet away. We like it so that it's in a position where it's not so close that any little movement by the scrape sets it off. And so typically, if we are putting this closer, then we're going to put this right here in the 3rd line of the camera. The center of the frame on these reveals is most sensitive. When you move out from there, it's not as sensitive, and that's by design. So in the case of a scrape that might be blowing around a little bit, we'd rather have it be the side. This one right here is almost dead center. I don't think that's a bad thing when we're 16, 18 feet away, 15 feet away, whatever this distance is. So pretty good. Flat area. See the vine's about at the waist. That vine is about 3/4 of an inch down here. Up top, it's closer to an inch. It's got a little hook in it so we can tie it. No scent. I might actually urinate on this before we leave, but regardless, it won't hurt anything at all. Even just touching it, don't worry about it. We can touch this and deer will come and use it, let alone if we're touching the camera over there, they really don't care. So we have that flat surface. It's waist high, the right diameter. It's hanging right directly in all this intersection of trails. And I think most importantly of all, obviously we wouldn't be putting this in a location unless we had a great spot for a stand. We have a great spot for a stand. We don't stick a camera at every stand, but we do where they're important to us. And between the camera, mock scrape, stand location again, those are the 3 ingredients we have to every stand location. So Jen, what do you think about this mock scrape? Do you like it the way it came together? Or?
Yeah, I think so. The nice thing too is you can go 360 degrees all the way around that.
Yes, very, very important. And meaning we had thought about putting the scrape right here. We could have easily backed the side-by-side up, tied it between these 2 trees, cleared out all this garbage, and put it right here. But when you get here, if I'm right in the middle, I'm literally like 3 feet, 2.5 feet away from each tree. So a buck really can't rotate around and spin. I brought Dylan out here, and I think you and I were pretty sold on that spot over there, kinda. But we just didn't like the width of the trees. And I just said, Dylan, what do you think? And he's like, well, I think I'd try to stretch a tree over, tie it. And so that's what we ended up doing. If this tree ends up failing, we get about 7 other ones we can pull over and make happen too. Again, no scent. Every time a deer comes through here, hits this, leaves their scent, it accumulates. Deer can smell multiple deer that have been there over a couple days, that individual sign, and so any type of scent, commercial scent, you can smell. If it was really meant to mimic a deer, it wouldn't have any smell, because if this is used and well used and we smell the end of it, we're not going to actually be able to smell anything. And so when we put commercial scent on, it's many, many, many times stronger than a deer's natural scent. That natural scent is what we want to accumulate. That works really well. And we've put a lot of these in. You can see we tied it, I think there's only about 6 inches of paracord before the branch. It allows it to swing freely like a piñata. You don't want a stiff connection so it breaks. You know, we talk about all those details all the time. This stand right here, and Jen doesn't even know this, but I highlighted this stand in one of our top early season contention for a stand. If we have a buck back here, we could slip in here in the afternoon, blow our scent towards the goat prairie. It'd be a great afternoon sit, especially if it's windy, rainy, a lot of commotion. We could slip in here, and less risky to go over to the apple plot. Same line of stands. It's a small food plot, 250 yards away from this bedding area, whatever it is, and then there's a water hole in between, and that water hole and the apple plot are completely different winds. They're basically set up, water hole needs straight south, some type of southerly wind, and the apple plot needs some kind of westerly wind. So completely different winds. Less risky at the apple plot, but further away from their bedding area. So if it's windy, rainy, this is my choice to get back in here for an afternoon sit. And Jen, maybe you'll sit here this year for
Hopefully.
the first time.
Be nice.
Yeah, it is a nice stand.
Yeah, it really is. It's really intimate back here.
It is. It's nice, and when all the leaves come down, you can see that view in the bowl over there and over that valley. So it's a really cool spot to sit. I think Mike Pratt sat here for maybe second day of the season, maybe 2022.
22? Okay.
Yeah, maybe 22.
I think it was 22.
Yeah, back in here. So, but anyways, we're gonna let this go. I don't expect a lot. We're actually getting this video to Dylan tonight, so in that amount of time, something probably won't hit it. But if it does, we'll add it to the B-roll, and Dylan will stick it in there. But we can't wait to let this soak. And I'd say, again, we're August 30th right now. When do we typically see mature bucks back here? It's more like early October, end of September.
I was going to say end of September for sure.
So we're still a month away. And again, that gave us a great opportunity to slip in here. We're not spooking any deer. There's some does. We've seen some small bucks around here, but nothing big. And that's perfect. So we can get in here, get out, trim some lanes up. Everything's clear. And by the way, we had an old scrape over here. That's where Bo was hitting 2 years ago. I took that out. We liked this location better. That was kind of in the corner. It's still the same movement. Better location right here. So we just took that out, threw it in the back of the side-by-side, and we're going to get out of here.